Hello, 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 hello. Another day. It is still humid out there. Um, I washed my hair yesterday to get some dirt out of my hair. And yeah, I'm having another smoothie again. I like the other one so much that I'm having another one again. Very good. I really, really like the other one. This one, I put a piece of ginger in it. hmm I really like this smoothie. You know, sometimes you can find yourself in a crowded fish market full of people and still feel alone. People just passing you by, not noticing you. I remember one day I was heading to work early in the morning and I got on the bus, and there was this person in the bus, and they had taken some medication, and the medication had a really strong effect on them, to the point that they were on the bus, and the bus was, as the bus is moving, they're moving with the bus but non-responsive. But what I noticed is that everybody came on the bus and they sat in the bus minding their own business. People who were reading the morning news on in papers and what's not, their phone, etc., etc. And someone came and sat right beside this person, and this person's head was like this, and the vein was popping out, and they were swinging with the bus. As the bus was moving, they were just swinging with the bus. And I kept watching and watching and watching, and I'm wondering, is this person all right? Is this person okay? Um, and I'm watching the person who was sitting right beside them. They never paid any attention. They didn't even notice this person. And I kept watching, and eventually I said, okay, it's not normal. I could tell that this person is not, uh, God forbid, they weren't dead, because they didn't fall over, but they were just, swinging along with the bus. As the bus was moving, they were just swinging along with the bus, and their head were tilted to the side like this. And eventually I went to the driver and I said, there's somebody in this bus that does not look right. They don't look healthy. They don't look like they're doing well. And the bus driver stopped the bus and told me to come with him, show him who this person is. And I went, showed the driver, and the driver stopped the bus, told everybody to get off the bus, and told me to stay because I was the one who um, told him about what was happening. And immediately there was another person on the bus. Immediately that the driver came and told me to stay here and told everybody to get off the bus. In that moment, somebody stood up and said to me to get off the bus. I can get off the bus because they're a nurse, and this person has been sitting in the bus for the whole time, and they never noticed this person until I went and told the bus driver. And now they told me to get off the bus because they're a nurse. Okay. Let's see. You can be in a crowded fish market filled with people and still not get noticed and still be alone. But God is with you. God is with you. Even if you find yourself in a place alone, God is with you. Know that God is with you. There will be one person that God will send to your aid, even when you're alone. And in the scripture, Joseph was alone, but God was with him. Whenever he needed help, God sent him help. Joseph was alone, physically alone. Let me make that clear. Even when you find yourself physically alone, know that God is with you. And if you're in need, God will send somebody. Even if it's an animal, God will send somebody or something. Joseph was alone, but God was with him. Samson was alone. Samson confronted the Philistine by himself, but God was with him. We're never alone. We're never alone. We're never alone. We are never alone. We are never alone. But that is something each individual have to learn for themselves. Samson confronted the Philistines by himself physically, but God was with him. Esther went into the king's court by herself, but God was with her. She got the victory. God is with her. There is strength in number, but there is power with God. There is strength in number physically. There is strength in number physically. But spiritually, there is power with God. Even when a person stands alone physically, if they have God with them, they have power and empowerment. Daniel was in the lion's den by himself, but God was with him. God was with him. God was with him. God was with him to the point that even the king himself fasted that night and prayed for him. That's how much God was with Daniel when Daniel was thrown in the lion's den. God is always with us. Another person or character from the Bible. Character. Hagar. Hagar was alone, crossing the desert, but God was with her. God was with her. And sometimes in life, a person have to go through that Hagar moment or experience, because there is something in you that God placed in you. And in order to develop that which God has placed in you, in me, sometimes we have to be alone to develop, to find this thing in us. If you always have somebody to rely on, somebody to call, somebody to depend on, you may miss what you have in you, the empowerment that you have in you. You may miss that gift that you have in you. It may never be developed because you always had somebody to call, always had somebody to rely on. But when you have nobody to rely on but yourself, then you have to turn to God. You have to turn within. Find out, who is this God? Who is this God? And this is a time when I say, you got to rub that lamp. Rub that lamp. Put on your thinking hat. Rub that lamp. Rub that lamp. Put on your thinking hat. Sometimes you need to go into that desert place. That desert place. You need to go into that desert place to develop that talent that God placed in you, in me. King David, the character, King David, faced Goliath by himself. By facing Goliath by himself, he realized the strength that he has. And the thing is, once you face something by yourself and you overcome, it takes away a fear from you. And if you have to go through that same, not the same thing, but if you have to go, for example, it could be the same thing, but if you have to go through something similar, you can always look back because you've gained experience. You've done this before. And you can always look back and say, okay, I did this. This is what I did. This is how I did it, etc., etc. That's the good thing about confronting situations by yourself or having to go through an experience by yourself. It takes away fear. It takes away fear. And Noah, when Noah was called, the character Noah, when that character was called to build the ark, he was called alone to build the ark. Sometimes God will call you alone to do something, and other people will ridicule you and make fun of you and think the worst of you. But God is with you. Mm-hmm. God is with you. That's what I meant when I said, when a person is going through life, the process of life, that's what the Bible is for. It's a teaching tool. If you've read it and you know the characters and you know what the characters went through and you understand the story, not just literally, but at an interpretive level, then you can apply them. If you're going through a situation, whatever the case may be, you can always go back, turn to a scripture and look at a particular character sometimes you may have to read the story again to refresh your mind of what the character went through and what the character did and how the character behaved, etc., etc. But if you know the story already, you can draw a reference from that character, from the story, and apply into your own life based on the experience that you're having. That's the good thing about the Bible. And another thing I find about the Bible, if you've read it, if you've read the Bible and you understand the stories and you are able to apply the stories in your own life, in any given situation or circumstance that you may find yourself in, I personally don't have to go out and preach to nobody, because I apply what I've read based on my understanding. I apply them. So by applying them, my behavior becomes my witness. My behavior becomes what I teach. The way I carry myself becomes what I have to tell people about myself. I don't have to go out and tell nobody I'm this, I'm that. Just by my behavior, the way I carry myself, a person will already know, okay, she is this and she is that. She is not this and she is not that. Because God is love, and everything that God created, everything, every person, let me stick to person, every person that God created, because God is love, then what God creates is love. But a person have a choice. They are love, but they have a choice to be loving. Just because a person is loved doesn't mean that they're loving. That's one lesson I had to learn. I had to learn that lesson, and I had to learn it the hard way. I learned that lesson the hard way. I grew up thinking that everybody was loving. I grew up thinking everybody was loving, and I had to learn the hard way that just because God created everybody, and God is love, and He creates everyone in His image and in His likeness, not everybody's loving. Everybody's loved, but not everybody's loving. I learned that the hard way. Because when I went out, I was expecting people to be loving. And when they weren't loving, I questioned, why is this person is not loving? Why is this person is not loving? I had to figure that out. I had to figure that out. Because I was thinking the soil, you plant a seed in the soil, and the soil, that seed draws from the soil. So whatever is in the seed and in the tree and the fruit that the seed will bear. But like I said, I had to learn the hard way that just because God is loving, and God created humans in His image and in His likeness, that does not mean that everybody is loving. That's not to say that they can't be loving. That's because they have a choice to be loving or to be not. Let me have some of this smoothie. This is really good. I feel like doing some of this today. So I'm going to be doing some of this today across my chest. I really like doing this. It's hard to roll on my arms. Unless there's oil on my arm, it's hard to, but on the material, it's easier. So I can do this and this. I'm gonna be doing this. Some of this. This is really, really good. I really like doing this. get in there. There. And then this side. There. This is my favorite part. I don't really need the vibration. What I need is the massage, the full on body, full body. There. There. And then I can do the other one. Hold on, my hands. There. Oh, the writing. The writing. There. And then I can do this. This. There. And just take off my glasses for a bit. I won't be able to see the screen, but there. Okay, I don't have to worry about pushing my glasses back on my face. I can just focus. There. and do this. Massage the back of my thigh. I do this a little bit. There. This keeps my circulation going. Keeps my circulation going. Like I said, this knee was swollen, and I was walking literally like this because I could not straighten my leg. And once I started doing these, it went back to normal. So I didn't think of doing the video before when my knee was swollen. If I had done it, then I could have shown the after result, but I didn't think of doing it because I was focused on trying to figure out what had caused my knee to swell and finding a solution. I was focused on finding a solution, and then I just remember I have these here. I have these, and I just started rolling them, just massaging my knee, and the swelling went down, and then I was able to walk normally again. Oh, this is really good. You know, I was listening to something earlier, just before I came on live. I was listening to somebody, and they were talking about, you know, sometimes when you find yourself alone, and people will notice, and then they'll group up and create a gang and to attack, you know, and you don't have to defend yourself. God is your defense. Not only that, God is your defense, God is your everything. And when I say everything, I literally mean everything. Everything, to the point that if I find myself alone, I know God is with me. And I can have a conversation with God. I don't have to feel lonely. I don't have to feel lonely to the point where I have to become desperate to bring people that are not good for me in my environment. Like right now, as I'm standing here physically by myself, but I know that I am surrounded. I am surrounded with the presence of God, with angels that cannot be seen with the physical eyes. I am surrounded by the presence of God. I am standing in the presence of God, standing before Him, and I am surrounded by angels. Angels that cannot be seen with the physical eyes. I know this, and I'm saying this because I can have a need at this moment right now. As I'm standing here physically by myself, I can have a need and make a request for it. And when I step out, that need will be provided for. How? How did it happen when I'm standing here physically by myself? There must have been another presence here to take my message and carry it out. That when I step out, I would receive my request. That's how I know that the presence of God is with me. Even though I'm standing here in this room physically alone, but I know that there's a presence here and I can feel that presence, and I know that I am surrounded. And I'm not going to even go with the idea of this is weird, this is this is that, because I know from experience. I know from experience. And I've experienced it over and over again. So that's how I know that nobody is alone physically. Nobody is alone. Even though they're alone physically, they're not alone. You just have to be able to think. And like I say, rub that lamp, rub that lamp, rub that lamp, rub that lamp. Rubbing the lamp isn't a physical thing. It's more than physical. To me, rubbing the lamp is thinking, and that burning bush is that light bulb moment. That light bulb moment. Once you have that light bulb moment, you're in a holy place. You're in a sacred place. You're no longer you're still in the physical plane, but you've been transported to a place that is holy, holy within yourself, holy in the presence of God, holy and sacred. It's not something that can be explained. It's something that has to be experienced. It has to be experienced. It's not to be explained. If a person has experienced it and another person have experienced the same thing or something similar, then they can converse and understand each other and say, yes, I've been in that place. I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about. But for somebody who have never experienced that, then they cannot understand it. It's like when the character King David in the Bible says, taste and see how good the Lord is. How can you taste and see how good the Lord is? It is an experience. Taste and see how good the Lord is, God is. Taste, experience it. If you've had the experience and you've overcome, then you know how good God is, because you've had the experience, you've tasted it. For me, tasting it is having that experience. I'm telling you. Let's just do this. Woo. Circular motion. There. And then I can do the other side. Let's just go back a little bit. And then I'm a little bit off. There. Okay. Okay. That was a really good workout. That was really good. So I can finish my smoothie. That is really good. I have a gap in my teeth. Yeah. And food get caught in it. It's a small gap. It's not a big gap, but nevertheless, it's there. This smoothie is so good. I love the little bits and pieces that I have to chew on because not again. Yesterday I was stapling these documents, and I missed one sheet. And then I did the photocopy, and then I was putting them together. I started the first one, put it together, stapled it, and then I ran out of staples in the stapler. So I opened the stapler to put in some staples, totally forgot the extra sheet. I went on stapling the documents, and just just before I stapled the very last one, I remembered, like, oh my God, I forgot to add the extra sheet. So all the ones that I had stapled, I had to unstaple them and redo everything all over again. And why did I forget? Why? But instead of getting mad and beating myself, I just took the staples out, unstapled each one, add the document, restapled it, got it all done. So I'm all set and ready to go. The only thing I have to do is put everything in order, and I am good to go. Yes, I am good to go. I am good to go. So tomorrow, I am all set. It rained last night, which helped a little bit with the humidity, but not a lot. I'm going to finish my smoothie, go do some work, finish completing what I have to complete, do what I have to do. I'm going to go rub my lamp, rub my lamp, rub my lamp until I get a light bulb moment or until the burning bush. I mean, for real. When I read that story, I'm like, the burning bush, a bush burning. It caught up on fire, but it never burned. Why haven't this happened again? People go and meditate all the time. Why haven't somebody gone and meditated somewhere? If it has happened, I don't know. Maybe I'm not aware of it, but if it has happened, I would love to hear about somebody going somewhere and meditating and a tree catch fire and the tree doesn't burn. And then God starts to speak to them, tell them to take off their shoes. It's a holy ground. I mean, like, for real. I just had to rub that. I had to. I just had to. I had to. Honestly, guys, when I read the stories in the Bible and the interpretations that are given, ça me fait rire. Franchement. And you know, the amount of people who believe in this burning bush, this tree that caught fire and did not burn to ashes. The amount of people. Oh, God. The amount of people. The burning bush, the burning bush, the burning bush. Oh, God. And another thing, with the parting of the Red Sea, I was reading another book because I wanted to really figure this out, honestly. I wanted to figure this out so much that I got this other book that I was reading, and it was explaining the parting of the sea, the metaphor. The metaphor. When I was reading this other book, I was like, whoa. Oh, wow. That was another eye opener. I'm telling you. Anyhow, rub that lamp. I'm tempted to say, rub the lamp and let the genie come out. I am honestly tempted to say, rub the lamp and let the genie come out and give you the 3 wishes. You know the thing about the 3 wishes? The first one is wasted. The second one is correcting. And the third one is to wish. So really the person only gets 1 wish. Every time I watch this genie and the lamp, the genie comes out. You have 3 wishes. The first one is wasted. The second one is correct, is for the correction, and the third one is the actual wish. So the person really gets 1 wish. I was so tempted to do this. Rub the lamp. Rub the lamp and wait for the genie to come out. Boop. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. Oh, c'est assez. Ah, la, 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 la. Go rub that lamp. Wait for the genie to come out. Poof. The hair, 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 the hair. Lord have mercy. Anyhow, let me finish this smoothie. If you don't take the responsibility to do your own research, and get your own interpretation and understanding and apply it. The Bible is a teaching tool. It's a teaching tool. You can learn something from all the characters. There is something to be learned from each and every one of the characters in the Bible. but it's up to each and every individual to take that responsibility. Otherwise, somebody's going to read it, give you their interpretation, and then the interpretation doesn't fit your needs, and you can't apply it, and you wind up going in circle in the desert around Mount Sinai, and you sin, going in circles around Mount Sinai, Sinai. Mm-hmm. If you want to get out of the desert and stop circling Mount Sinai, read the Bible for yourself. Ask for interpretation from the one who wrote it. The one who gave the inspiration. Ask for the interpretation from the one who gave the inspiration. Now, go rub that lamp, and don't wait for a genie to come out to give you 3 wishes, which is only going to wind up to 1. All right? Go rub that lamp. Get a light bulb moment, and boop, God will come out. The God in you will come out. And it's not a genie. It's not going to give you 3 wishes. It's going to give you divine instructions, divine ideas, divine strategies, which will bring you blessings to fill that cup until it overflows. Rub that lamp, not this lamp, not a physical lamp, okay? Excuse me. Rub the lamp. Go rub your lamp. Go rub your lamp. Not a physical lamp. This is a real lamp. It lights. It has a wick. It lights. It's the shine away the darkness. Go rub your lamp. Until then, until I see you again, love, 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 love. The greatest force in the universe. Love. Love, 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 love. The greatest force in the universe. Love. Love. Love, 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 love. Until we see you again. Bye-bye.